Hello, Brahma. We have so many challenges ahead of us at this critical historical juncture, threatening our core ideologies as Americans. Thank you for your wise counsel over the years.
Don't mention it, Hilly.
With that in mind, I'd like to share a story sent to me by a supporter. It's called Trumpster and Teddy. A story about a dog and a man. One day, Teddy was cruising along, minding his own business, thinking about a lovely dinner with the wife and kids. Suddenly, he was distracted by a sign at the side of the road that made him slam on his brakes and back up. The sign read, "Talking dog for sale, cheap." There was an arrow pointing to the right. While skeptical by nature, Teddy was curious. He followed the right pointing arrow to a small, unassuming house. Melanie and her husband Rick, the dog's owners, welcomed him to come in. "You've really got a talking dog?" asked Teddy. "Sure do," said Rick, as Melanie nodded. "He's out back. Go see for yourself. His name's Trumpster. Be sure to address him with the utmost of respect, or he might not talk to you. He could just say, 'Get him out of here.' I've seen it before," said Melanie. Rick then warned Teddy about the Trumpster's main dog, Casey Kokorowski. "He's a nasty cocker. He might grab you by your collar or try to throw you down," said Rick. "He's very protective of his boss. And he's a bit of a thug. He foams at the mouth. Oh, and don't be carrying a pen, because the Trumpster is extremely threatened by them." Teddy, always politically correct, approached Trumpster. He was a sight indeed. In fact, Teddy had never seen a dog with such an impressive coat, on his head anyway. A shock of orangish fur blowing in the wind, and his facial expression bemused, contrite, and aggressive all at the same time. "You can talk?" asked Teddy after politely introducing himself and saying, "Good to meet you, Trumpster." The dog sized him up. "Can I talk?" "I can talk better than anybody. I have the best words. The best words. I know all kinds of words," said Trumpster with a grin. "I went to the greatest school, the Wanton School of Business, and I graduated with the best marks in history." Casey Kokorowski nodded. Trumpster continued, "You look like a nice guy, Teddy. I think you're probably a nice enough fella. Straight up, good hair. I wouldn't want to talk about what you might be hiding." "I would never say you're a liar," smiled Trumpster. "Some people might, Teddy, but not me. You should be careful, though. Your wife is a bit of a loser, some might say, but I would never spill those beans. My bitch is really hot. I can't go wrong with that little rump hanging on my leg. Everybody knows that. If I decided to run for president, which I might, she'd be the most fantastic first bitchin' lady ever." "Here's the thing," said Trumpster. "I get along with everybody. All men and dogs like me. I'm a unifier. For one thing, I'm incredibly good looking, and I'm very rich. I get along really well with all people and dogs, including the bitches. Believe me, nobody has more respect for the bitches than I do. I cherish them, especially the gorgeous ones who flock to my side. Not so sure about the fat pigs, however. Some of them are a bloody mess, in my opinion," muttered Trumpster, lowering his eyes. "Say, have you heard the one about the 2 Corinthians who walk into a bar? No? Well, someday you will." Trumpster is good at digressing. "Getting back to me," Trumpster crowed. "I've made billions in real estate. Billions. Yeah, my dad gave me a small loan to get started, but I'm the one who's always been successful at everything. I'm a huge, huge success. Did you hear me? Huge. I've built golden towers and beautiful walls to keep those shifty-eyed chihuahuas out because we've got to figure out what the hell is going on. You've never seen towers and walls like mine, and if you decide to go with me, you'll be a success too. Take my university courses. I know all the smart people, really smart people, people you've probably never heard of, but they're fantastic at what they do, just like me. Trumpster beamed. By the way, see these paws? They're beautiful and large, wouldn't you say? Anybody who says they're small is a dummy. Let me tell you for the record, there's absolutely no problem with that other body part. No problem. Guaranteed. Believe me, Melanie will back me up on that one, Trumpster declared. Teddy couldn't believe his ears. A talking dog. It didn't matter what he was saying, how stupid it was, he could talk. Awestruck Teddy thanked Trumpster for his time. Trumpster asked if he was interested, who wouldn't be. Teddy momentarily deferred. He needed to know more. He walked back to the house to talk with Rick and Melanie. I can't believe you want to sell him, said Teddy. Where did you find him? I won him in a poker game, said Rick, while Melanie quietly rolled her eyes. It was part of the deal, but I ended up being the loser in the end. Rick looked deflated. But I don't get it, said Teddy. He's a dog, and he can talk. Not many people can say they have a talking dog. Here's the thing, said Rick. He never shuts up. He's full of himself, and he lies all the time. He's full of bullshit. He hasn't made billions. He's always in bankruptcy court. I don't know about this wall he keeps talking about. How can you possibly keep chihuahuas out? They're really small and wiry. And the so-called university? A total scam. Bitches hate him. When I've seen his dick, it's teeny tiny. So sad. I'm sick of him. But like you say, he can talk. So take him. I'll reduce the price. Rick put his head in his hands, and Melanie patted his back. What do you think of the story, Brahma?
Well, I would tell Teddy to be very careful. This blustering dog could mean a lot of big trouble for Teddy and his family, not to mention the rest of the world. That dog is obviously deluded and deranged. I think this dog could drag Teddy down.
I agree with you 100%. Everything he says is totally unacceptable. He's fired. And I think the moral of this story is buyer beware. Teddy is still considering his options, however. The end.